Now work and I get my share. I pray upon the hills and my vision is clear. I tell them friends, eat water right here. Africa, I'm coming home to you, Africa. Never disown you, Africa. I'm coming home to you, Africa. Ethiopia, Africa. I'm coming home to you, Africa. Ethiopia, Africa. I'm coming home to you, Africa. Never disown you, calling out is where I wanna be. Ethiopia, such a water and free. Some people are look and them still never see. Judgment, yeah, we have to fight reality. The people do the dirty work and them want to I see. But them foolish things them seem to amaze me. But some more right on the battlefield of his majesty. Yeah, me not accept apology. Africa, I'm coming home to you, Africa. Ethiopia, Africa, I'm coming home to you, Africa. Never disown you, Africa. I'm coming home to you, Africa. Ethiopia, Africa. I'm coming home to you, Africa. I'm looking out there everything for I to work together. The perfect identity. Like the pressure of the pan I dreadlocks running down to the beard, even earrings here that running down to the skirt of his garments. As the book Ermin I send upon the gifts of time. Dear Emperor Haile Selassie, my blessings, even life, for I am more. Yeah!
Rastafari, and I. What's up, Bagwava? Bless up and greetings. Welcome back to the Recovery Room of Racism Non-Anonymous with me, Sis Abena, the recovering African who is enslaved in America, and who is a representative from the voices in the margins. I am also, in all ways, true to the cause of African liberation via unification and utilizing the tool of healthy and effective communication. Call my name and I'll be there. The Traumatized Traumatologist. This is ABENA'S World, my real reality show, my way of telling my story, healing in action, work in progress, showing and proving at the same time, practicing what I preach and teach, coming to you real, raw as in ready, able, and willing to tell the truth, my truth, the whole truth, that is thoughts and feelings, and the whole truth in terms of every level of lived experience truth. What happened, and my plan for recovery that I'm working. Now let me say this to you folks. I'm not give up. I haven't given up. And I'm not going to. I'm going to say this real quick. It's very interesting to me. I have a sense that it's sort of like the portal. There's a portal that has sort of closed. And it's the sort of YouTube portal where around 5 years ago, when there was like this mass explosion, it seemed to me, rather at least 5 years ago, was my first time on YouTube. My first account was from in 2006. And that was a time period where, the YouTube portal was open and many folks were listening and hearing and engaging with each other and forming partnerships, friendship, linkages. And it seems that there is certainly a sort of a shift in usage of YouTube as a form of African descendants linking up and coming together in a way that's, a revolutionary type vibe energy. that's just what it seems like to me. As I deleted that old account and opened a new account January this year, and in terms of views and who's looking at RBG type focused energy, of which I bring and recognize that I have and what I'm coming with, you know, there's a lot more work. Also, this is another dynamic that I know has taken place, or, you know, the other dynamic that's taken place. People have become much more savvy and technically skilled with creation of videos and to share information in a way that supports engagement of listeners. So they have done things like, you know, with clips, working with clips and audio and visual imagery and so forth to bring together a real movie type effect. And that is certainly a bit more entertaining. It is about entertainment and learning, you know, through entertainment, as RBG Street Scholars calls it, edutainment. And that's different than simply listening to someone talk to you, you know, and you're kind of just sitting back listening without the imagery and the change of pace, the change of scenery throughout the course of listening to the information. It makes a difference. And so I recognize that people have become much more savvy and skilled and are doing like, oh, just such magnificent work with it. It's like, oh, I want to be able to do that. I've been trying. I've been learning how to do that. You know, where do people get the knowledge and the skills and the resources to, you know, well, I know where they get them from, and I know that I, at this point, do not have sufficient resources to produce that type of aesthetic quality movie type. And so, you know, you kind of just getting it raw. I mean, it's just real raw. You know, rugged. It's like, boom, here go the words, here I am, here's the space, and boom, that's it. And again, and so it's my reality show. This is reality. This is my life. This is the real shit. It ain't cleaned up. It's not dressed up. It's not produced and edited in a way that would support a more maybe entertaining type quality. In addition, in terms of entertaining, the information that I talk about and the things that I share may not be considered sort of entertainment. It's very heavy. It can be very heavy. It's very deep because it is some deep shit that African descendants are in, and not just African descendants, yet, you know, energies and spirits, as well as non-spirited people, white people, but white, black, all peoples of all across the globe are in some pretty deep shit. And it's heavy. It's very weighty. The reality of the situation that this American Kikin society has produced. So it's like this, what they produce is some bullshit, major shit. And they spread that shit all over the world. And now we're in some deep shit. It's just real. And that's what I talk about. I tell the truth, the whole truth, and that whole truth means that the feelings are present and accounted for and expressed, but not really expressed because I have not sort of really actively expressed them in the way that they have emerged. Because of this system, this societal system that says if you express, especially as a woman of African descent, if you express or voice some thoughts with a significant amount of emotion or anger, of course it's going to be seen and felt as anger first. But if you're very passionate about it, then that's not okay. And more than not okay, you know, it really means that you are this, this, and that. And because you are, you know, uncontrollable wild woman, then that justifies me to step in and, you know, kind of clamp down on your ass to get you under control, because you are unable to control your emotions when you express them actively and as they come up and emerge. And the sickest thing of it all with this shit is this, that the things that I talk about, and or any of us who have had that experience taking place, the thing that we are talking about or thinking about or certainly represent an act of injustice, you know, that's like off the scale shit. And it's like when acts of injustice take place such that we will talk about, and I will talk about, the level of emotion and passion behind it is certainly appropriate to the situation. And furthermore, you created the damn situation. You perpetrated the act of injustice, and then suggest to me and everybody else that when I respond accordingly, that in fact there is something wrong with me, requiring further harm on your fucking part. That's just some sick shit. Talk about system, this shit that we are in. And because the world's people have been programmed and practicing this way of thinking and behaving, you know, it's all over the place now. And so it would be appropriate that there would be sort of nothing very much entertaining about this shit. You know, but I will work to share it in a way that is maybe lightens the shit up and lightens the load that we have to carry as we recognize that we have this load of shit, and then make a decision about what you're going to do with it. I know the decision that I have made, and while I recognize my sort of enslavement in this system, that is the fact that I have to be actively involved with cleaning up somebody else's shit out of my life. It's like I can't go yet. It's kind of like when you want to go outside and play, but you had to clean up your room, and so you just can't get out there just yet because you got to take care of this shit first. That is the, dynamic of being enslaved in a fucking America, because I have to deal with this America shit. While I'm very quite clear about what's outside of here in terms of who I am, what I am, how I am in terms of culturally, and able, ready, willing, and able to be that, and more importantly, the more I am that, the more shit I incur, and I have to clean up. That is the sort of enslavement part. Now, I will be sort of unenslaved when I no longer have to actively deal with other people's shit in this way that I'm having to now. Now, that is what I mean when I say I am, quote unquote, enslaved in America. And contrary to others' fucking popular belief that suggests that when I say that means that I am taking on the role and characteristic of a slave, and therefore I am being a slave in the system because that is what I have said, that I'm enslaved. It's like, excuse you with your shit, please. If you take a fucking deep breath and ask the question, I will clarify exactly what I mean and what it means when I say enslaved in America. So I'm going to stop with that. This has been, they've given me time, extra time on YouTube, yet this video is also more intended to be on my blog spot, www.africalive.blogspot.com, and also you can be found at www.africalive.com. Here from the Recovery Room of Racism Not Anonymous, I'm Enslaved, and thanks for listening to me share.